Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Katelyn, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you all of the makeup that I have purchased so far this year. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep on watching. So there are a couple things that I wanted to briefly go over before I got into the actual haul portion of this video. So I'm going to have timestamps in case you are just interested in the haul portion. But before we get started, I did want to quickly kind of address the fact that I broke my low buy. If you saw this video, I'm going to try to link it in the cards. I haven't done that yet, but hopefully I figure it out. But I'll at least put the little thumbnail, so if you're curious, you can go back and watch that video. But essentially, I was planning on only buying 6 eyeshadow palettes all of this year, like only purchasing 6 eyeshadow palettes, and it's only the end of March, and I've already exceeded that. So I just wanted to kind of address the reasons why and kind of like what my future plans are. So when I made that video, my financial situation was a little bit different than how it is now. And this year, God has been gracious with us, and with my husband's bonus and from his work and tax returns, we were able to kind of build up a savings and pay off our credit card. So we now again have a spending budget, which at that time I made that video, we didn't. And it wasn't really something we budgeted for. It was just kind of I would just make the purchase whenever a palette, or yeah, it was basically just eyeshadow palettes, whenever something came out that I really wanted. So that's kind of what I was doing, what we were doing last year. I wasn't planning on like the bonus that my husband got, and then the tax return. And yeah, so with the spending money that I got, I wanted to get eyeshadow palettes because eyeshadow palettes are something that I enjoy. And there were some releases that came out this year that I really wanted, and then some palettes that I had just been wanting for a long time. So these were well thought out purchases. That being said though, I am planning to kind of take a pause on buying eyeshadow palettes because I just want to get to know the palettes that I have, that I've recently purchased, and just kind of just appreciate what I have. And it's hard to do that when I'm constantly bringing in new eyeshadow palettes. So I am gonna take a pause. I'm not going to give myself rigid rules because I have a hard time sticking to rigid rules. So I'm just going to, I'm kind of consistently on a low buy. I mean, I'm very selective about the eyeshadow palettes that I buy, and I do collect eyeshadow palettes for like packaging and stuff like that, but it's almost, for me, it's almost like collecting artwork or something. Like, these are things that I plan to hold on to and look at after the formula is changed, and it's not really, I plan to keep them beyond how long I use them for. So yeah, collecting eyeshadow palettes for the packaging and just for collector's reasons is just something that I enjoy doing, but I'm still even picky about those palettes. Like, I only buy those kind of palettes. I'm thinking, like the ColourPop IP collabs and stuff like that. I only buy them if it's a fandom that I'm really interested in. So anyway, that's kind of a long explanation for that, and I'm also very selective about all of the other makeup in my collection. Like, I don't really have a problem of overbuying blushes or highlighters or foundations or any other makeup category. I feel like I'm pretty good about not getting more than I feel like I can use. Eyeshadow palettes are just the one category that I love to have a variety and collect, and so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So hopefully I don't really bring in too many more eyeshadow palettes this year, but if I do, I know that they're palettes that I've really wanted, and I don't just buy something if it's on sale just because it's on sale that I didn't already want. And the palettes that I do want, I almost always wait till they're on sale, unless they're like a limited edition collab. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly address that. And another thing I'm gonna go over in case anyone's interested in is my surgery update for my wrist. I was gonna be wearing a brace, I thought, for 6 weeks, but I had my surgery on March 3rd. I went to the doctor this morning, and he said he wants me to like kind of wean myself off the brace, and that was kind of my last appointment with him unless something comes up, but hopefully nothing comes up. But yeah, so I'm not wearing my brace right now. I will be weaning myself off of it, so that's a good sign. I was doing the stretches, I was doing the massaging thing, so yeah. And I have just a little bit of a scar, which it's supposed to go away, or like it's not going to be red after about 6 months, he said. So yeah, I'm just kind of gonna move forward at this point, so that's kind of hopefully behind me. I mean, he said there's a 5% chance that the cyst can come back, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. But yeah, so anyway, on to the haul portion. So I'm just going to show these in order of when I got them. So and this is eyeshadow palettes and a couple other things. But anyway, first off, I got this Wet n Wild glass corrector because Hannah Louise Poston talks about this a lot, or used to talk about this a lot, and I wanted to try it. And I think, so I have oily skin, and I don't think it's best for oily skin. So, I mean, for me, it kind of just made my skin oilier, and I think this would work well for someone who has more normal or dry skin. So I'm hoping I come across someone in my life who has dry skin who I can give this to, but if not, you know, I'll probably use it in the winter time. Although I did get it in like January, February, so it doesn't really get much colder than that in Arizona. So yeah, I'm just hoping I can pass this along to someone. But I'm glad I got to try it at least. And then when Oden's Eye released their collab palettes with Baddie Jean, Lauren Mae Beauty, and Makeup Just for Fun, I knew I was going to get them. All of them, because I've watched them all on YouTube. I love all their channels. I love Oden's Eye. I loved the Hello palette, which if you're not new here, you know that. So yeah, I was gonna get them, so I got them. And I'll just show, I'm sure you've seen these already, but yeah, I'm just gonna show them real quick anyway. This is the Planet Spirit palette, and I'm wearing it today actually. So I have the shade Rescue all throughout my crease. I did a halo eye. I have the shade Rescue all throughout my crease. And then I have Sanctuary in the outer corners, the inner section and outer section. And then I have Majestic in the center of my eyelid. And I have Fauna layered over this purple shade, this lavender shade, and the Mini Tropic palette from Natasha Denona. This was sent to me by Deb. So thank you, Deb, again. But that's what I have on my inner corner. There's that one. And then the Sea Talk palette from Lauren Mae Beauty. This one I've worn, I don't know if I mentioned, I've worn each of these once. So definitely need to get to know these a little bit more. But every shade was phenomenal, like I expected from Oden's Eye. And then this palette I wore to the dentist, and this is the Flora palette from Makeup Just for Fun. And This palette I wore to the dentist, and I got complimented by the dental assistant and the dentist. They were both talking about how good my eyeshadow looked. Um, and so I wore, what shades did I use? This in the crease, this in the outer corner, and this on the lid. Sorry, that's, I always forget to go over the shade names, but, and then, the shade Dawn in the inner corner. And then around the same time I bought those palettes, Melt was having a 50% off sale. And they've been running sales a lot, but I got the She's and Parties palette, which is a palette I've been wanting for a long time. And this is also a palette I've used once. And I use like basically this kind of quad here, and then the shade in the outer corner. I will say, you know, the shimmers aren't that great, but I already knew that. I mean, they're fine shimmers, but they don't compare to Odin's Eye, or some of these other palettes I have coming up. But their matte formula, I think, is my favorite matte formula. Gosh, Odin's Eye is also up there, and like Natasha Denona, but they do have a really good matte formula, in my opinion. And there's a couple more palettes I want from Melt, but yeah, this is the one I wanted next. If I have I'm kind of building my Melt collection right now. This is my 6th Melt palette, so yeah, I've become a big Melt fan recently. And then I got this Stella's joined me, but I got this Desert Monsoon palette from What's Up Beauty. I saw Teresa is Dead talking about this a long time ago, and as soon as I saw it, so the What's Up Beauty is a brand with a store in Arizona. They're from Arizona, and I live in Arizona. I've lived in Arizona my whole life. But I saw I saw Teresa is Dead talking about this palette before I even knew they were from Arizona. I was like, that looks like Arizona. And then she mentioned it was from a brand from Arizona. So anyway, I had mentioned that I wanted this palette. I wanted to go to the Chandler Mall and get this palette in person. And then Shelley from Unapologetically Shelley reached out to me, and I'll have her channel linked down below. I definitely recommend checking out her channel. She does a lot of project planning content, and she's just a lot of fun. But she reached out to me and was like, maybe we should go get them. I would love to go with you to get that palette. And so yeah, we went, and she picked me up, and we went to the Chandler Mall, and we went to the What's Up Beauty store. And she was smart enough to take pictures. I didn't take pictures, but if you're interested in seeing the pictures, definitely check out her video. I will try to have that video of her talking about this, of us going, and her pictures and everything. I'll have that video linked below. But anyway, so we had a lot of fun. We went to the What's Up Beauty store, we had lunch, and we just walked around the mall. And we went to Sephora. And I also got, and oh, by the way, I have used this palette once, and, yeah, I mean, I expected it to be a good palette, and it was, like, it's a pretty good, what shimmer did I use? I used the shade Succulent, and I didn't take pictures of my looks. I haven't done that recently. I don't know why. I guess I just haven't felt up to it, but, yeah, I've used this palette once, and I did really like it. Anyway, then we went to Sephora, and I just got one thing in Sephora. I got this Kayali layering set, and I've been trying them out, trying to see like what fragrance, which one I wanted. And these are the ones I like, which is the Vanilla 28, the Deja Vu White Flower, which I didn't think I was like a floral person, but this one smells really good. I think this one is my favorite. It's very long lasting too. Like, I was doing my laundry and I could still smell this fragrance on my clothes. Like, my like dirty clothes. So I think that's pretty good. It doesn't usually happen for me with perfumes. Like, I don't have perfumes that last that long, so this is definitely one I'm thinking about purchasing. I really like this one too. And then so these other ones that are missing, I really didn't like. Then I think this Juicy Apple one is just okay in my opinion. Same with the Utopia Vanilla Cocoa one. But these two, the Vanilla 28 and the White Flower, the Deja Vu White Flower, I really like these two. But yeah, I want to get more of these like testers to see kind of, I want to build up my perfume collection a little bit more. And yeah, anyway, so I got that. Then when Heather Austin announced that like her palette was in low stock from Adept and they weren't restocking it, I went ahead and purchased this palette. I had been wanting it for a long time. I was planning on getting it. I just wasn't like, I thought it was a permanent palette for some reason. But yeah, so I got this palette off of the recommendation of Brittany Rae Beauty, who I love her channel. When I first discovered her, I binged watched her videos. She is gorgeous. I love her makeup. The makeup she wears is gorgeous. And she is just such a sweetheart. I wish we were friends in real life. I mean, like, I wish I could just go and see her. I feel like we would have such a fun time. But anyway, she always talks about this palette, and so I got it, and it makes me think of her every time. Like, I've used it a couple times, and I think about, well, I just smile when I think about this palette because it makes me think of Brittany. And I'll have her channel link below in case you aren't following her. But yeah, so I think, like, this palette, the shimmers are really good quality. They last all day. They didn't crease on me. They're very pretty, like, shifty shadows. I mean, I feel like you probably have seen this talked about a lot so far, like, already, but yeah, this is a gorgeous palette. It's my first time. It's my only palette from Adept. I definitely will have my eye out in there on the I definitely have my eye out for them for their future releases. But yeah, I'm really glad I got this palette. So yeah. And then Cosmic Brushes released their Muse palette, and I missed out on the first launch, but you know, everybody was talking about how beautiful it was and what a great palette it was, and it is a stunning color story. So I set my alarm for the second release, the second launch, and I went ahead and got this one. I haven't been able to use it yet. When it came, I was sick, so I'm just getting over a cold, which this has not been a good year for me makeup wise. If you saw my recent Get Ready With Me, you'll know. Anyway, I haven't really been wearing makeup that much this year, but it hasn't stopped me from buying eyeshadow palettes. So I will hopefully use this palette tomorrow. I am so excited to use this palette. I really want to get the Serenity palette, but every time I try to get it, it's all out of stock. So hopefully, like, the next release I can get it, or sometime I want to get my hands on the Serenity palette because it's a beautiful palette. But yeah, I've only heard good things about this palette. I've only heard good things about the Serenity palette. So anyway, I'm super excited about this palette. It's just so pretty, and I'm super excited to use it. But so next, ColourPop released their Snow White palette, and I had to get it. The packaging, I can't even open it, is just gorgeous. I love the packaging. Like, I love ColourPop's collab packaging. They just do such a good job. But yeah, so, and then the inside, so pretty. It's not a color story that I'm like super drawn to, but I don't mind that. I don't really care if I use it that much, which is probably really weird to a lot of people, but I'm still gonna keep it around for hopefully forever, but we'll see. Yeah. So, but along with that purchase, because I wanted to get free shipping, but I already had stuff I wanted from ColourPop. So I got these couple other things. I got this Luxe Lip Oil from in the shade Hot Spark. Dub's Beauty Diary is always talking about, well, no, yeah, she talks about how much she loves the ColourPop lip oils a lot. So I wanted to try a ColourPop lip oil because of her. Another person who I love watching, I'll have her channel linked below. She does a lot of fun videos, she's done a lot of collection videos, a lot of tag videos, and also project panning, so I highly recommend checking out her channel if you're not following her. I'll have her channel linked below, but yeah. And then I also got this blush in Trippin' from the recommendation of Betty Jean. She recommended this blush a lot before, so I wanted to try it out, and I actually haven't used it yet. I just haven't, it's not really a spring blush for me, so, but it is really pretty. I've swatched it. I was curious about it because it looks kind of like a bronzer, but it's not really. I mean, it's a rosy brownish blush. It's not really swatching very well, but it's not overpowering. It's not anything. Anyway, I'm excited to try this out. I just haven't used it yet, but yeah. So that is the ColourPop purchase I made. And then this next palette I've been wanting for a really long time. I've just been waiting for it to go on sale. And Amie from Amie Melissa Makeup, who I will also have her linked below. She is such a sweet person. Definitely check her out. She's super sweet. She has the most calming presence, and I just love her videos. She does project panning, but she has a really big collection, so she's just kind of trying to get to know her collection. So I really like her project panning videos because because hers are a lot of reviews and stuff like that, so I really enjoy her videos. But she mentioned on her Instagram feed and YouTube that this was on sale, the Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette, and so I got this one. I haven't used it yet. I do still have the brush and the cover insert thing, the shade saver. I just have them away, put away, because I don't like taking the sleeves out every time I open a palette. But I did want to save the insert because it has the Alice, the design. You've probably seen it before. If not, I'll put up a picture. But anyway, I love Alice in Wonderland, so I really wanted this palette. So yeah, I am really excited to use this palette, or just to have this palette. So thank you, Amie, again for mentioning that it was on sale. And then last but not least, I have been wanting to try this brand for a very long time, and that is Ace Beauty, or Ace Beauty, Ace Beauty. And Katelyn House has talked about this palette a lot, and I love her makeup, her eyeshadow looks. This was her favorite palette last year, and so yeah, this was on sale, so I went ahead and got it, and I am so excited to use this and play with it. I see just so many looks to do with it, so it's super pretty in person. It's even prettier in person than it is on camera, and I just can't wait to bring it out and play with it. But yeah, so those are the palettes, all the beauty products I've gotten so far this year, and there's 10 palettes, so yeah, it's kind of a lot for me in 3 months. But I'm so excited about all of these purchases. I'm so excited to play with these. So yeah, I don't have any regrets. I will continuously be on somewhat of a low buy. I never like get all of the latest and greatest palettes. Like, this is a rare thing for me to get this many palettes, but I typically kind of wait a long time or wait a while to see if it's something I really want. Or, I mean, with indie brands and a lot of things are limited edition, so I do try to get those right away if there's something I want. But for the most part, I wait around for things to see if I want to get. I wait around for people to do reviews and stuff to see if they're something I actually want to get. So I'm very selective with the palettes that I buy. But yeah, I will be taking a pause, hopefully. Nothing releases that I really want. That seems like it's limited edition, but yeah, so I'm taking a pause and I'm gonna try to save up some money and hopefully buy like clothes or something like that, because I have like 50 eyeshadow palettes and like 5 tops. So I think my priorities are a little questionable. I need to like shift my priorities. So anyway, sorry for all of the rambling. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out all the people that I mentioned. I love their channels. So yeah, and please let me know if there are any palettes that I mentioned that you're like dying to see in my April Shop My Stash, because I'm trying to just bring in, I don't want to bring in all of my new palettes because at the end of the month or at the beginning of the next month, I rank all the palettes I used previously, and I really like to get to know the palettes and use every shade before I rank them. That doesn't always happen, but that's what I would like to happen. So I'm not going to bring all of these in. But anyway, if you saw any that you really want me to bring in, let me know in the comments. But I think that's all I have. So thank you again so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!